This makes me want to play Sly Cooper so I can forget that this exists. PlayStation has had a lot of mascots over the years, both official and unofficial. I mean, there's even a fighting game based around it. And I'll get to that in the future, but we're not talking about that right now. These mascots seem to change each console generation. For now, let's focus on the PS2. There seems to be this kind of triforce of mascots that the PlayStation 2 had. Jak and Daxter, my favorite, Ratchet & Clank, and Sly Cooper. Ah yes, Sly Cooper, the stealth platforming game starring a thieving raccoon. Developed by Sucker Punch Productions and later by Sanzaru Games, Sly has had 4 main installments, an HD collection, a minigame spin-off game, and even a movie coming out that everyone seems to have forgotten about. After Crash of the Titans, I wanted to talk about another platforming game, so I decided I'd tackle the first installment of this series, Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. How the hell did they come up with that? I only played this game a few years ago, before Thieves in Time came out. I don't have a nostalgic connection to it, I don't remember the game being really good or bad, I just really wanted to play Sly Cooper. I don't know why, I just did. So let's stop stalling and get right into the game. We start by...
Sly! Come in! Sly! Do you read me?
Yeah. Okay then. We start by breaking into a police station in France, trying to get the files on a group called the Fiendish Five. This intro serves as an introduction to the gameplay, which is fairly simple. You move, jump, swing your cane, and you can sneak wherever these blue stars appear. Also, the camera is inverted and I can't change it, and that irritates me so much. I got used to it, sort of, but it's still super annoying. We grab the files and go to escape, just as Inspector Carmelita Fox shows up sounding as interested as an IRS worker explaining how taxes work.
You foolish raccoon. I've caught you red-handed.
To be fair, Sly isn't any better.
Ah, Carmelita. I haven't seen you since I gave you the slip in Bombay.
Also, don't get used to Carmelita's voice. It changes in each installment.
This pistol packs a paralyzing punch. You ought to try it. Might snap you out of your crime spree.
So we start down the fire escape, and I seriously question whether or not Carmelita wants us dead because I'm pretty sure that a gun that can do this is not non-lethal. After getting in the Cooper van, we transition into a cutscene. The cutscenes in this game are animated in a 2D style, and I honestly don't like the look of them. The art style they chose just looks gross, in my opinion. This cutscene tells us a bit about Sly's past. He is a thief that comes from a long line of thieves, also known as the Cooper clan, who only steal from other thieves as opposed to just stealing from everyone to get rich. Their most valued possession is the titular Thievius Raccoonus, which contains all of the Cooper's techniques and skills. One night, when Sly was young, 5 figures, the previously mentioned Fiendish Five, break into his house, kill his father, and steal the Thievius Raccoonus, with each of them taking a selection of pages. Sly was then put into an orphanage where he met his 2 best friends. Bentley, a turtle and the brains of the group. You could tell he's the brains because he has glasses and a bow tie.
Yeah, it's cool. Bow ties are cool.
And Murray, a hippopotamus that serves as both the brawn and driver of the group. He is also pretty unimportant until the second game. I mean, there are a couple levels based around him, but he doesn't really serve a major role in the story. Together, they plan on tracking down the Fiendish Five and recover the stolen pages of the Thievius Raccoonus. The game is split into 5 worlds, with each of them having a title, giving it a Saturday morning cartoon vibe. We start with Tide of Terror, where we go to face Sir Raleigh the Frog. Here we are introduced to the main mechanics of the game. First of all, you don't have a health bar in this game. Everything is one-hit kill. The game itself is pretty easy, though this makes things a bit tougher and also makes some situations more stressful. The only way you can get extra hit points is by collecting these lucky charms.
They're magically delicious!
Having 1 gives you 1 hit point, and having 2 gives you 2 hit points. They can be found scattered around the levels, or you can get one by collecting 100 coins. That's really the only reason there are coins in this game, as they don't serve any other purpose. Though they do change their appearance based on what world you're in, and personally I find that amusing. You also collect these clue bottles. You see, at the end of most stages, there will be a safe at the end that has a piece of the Thievius Raccoonus in it. You have to collect these clue bottles so Bentley can figure out the code needed to open it. And I don't mean it's like a thing where you can get to it if you know the code, I mean the game won't let you open it unless you get all of the clue bottles in the level. Personally, I don't find this very annoying as I didn't really go for the saves, but I can see how others may find that to be a flaw. Once you open these saves, you unlock a new move that can range from dropping a decoy to distract enemies to being able to see all the clue bottles in an area. At the end of the level, we get a key used to unlock a door that leads us to the central area. From here, we can access several levels where we need to get a key so that we can unlock this generator so we can destroy it and lower an electric field so we can move on to another area where we grab more keys to unlock a way to get to the boss. Each world follows a similar structure to this. Honestly, I don't have much to say about this world. It's pretty boring compared to the others. The only thing I can really think to mention is that in one of the levels, you pilot a submarine where you are told to collect these chests before these crabs can. And by collect, I mean destroy. If I can't have them, no one can! You move with the left stick and fire with the right. It's weird because while there are other twin-stick shooter levels later on, there aren't any levels like this anywhere else in the game. It seems weird to include a level like this if you're only gonna have one of them. The boss is also pretty underwhelming. I know he's the first boss, but he's still laughably easy.
You've beaten me. Well, gloat all you want, Sly Cooper. You're no match for Mugshot, my villainous cohort in Utah.
Hey, that's where I live! Now we move on to the next world, Sunset Snake Eyes, where we go to face Mugshot, a bully kid turned gangster that very obviously skipped leg day. Also, his name is spelled with 2 G's. Trust me, it's very important that you know that. This world, while being structured very similarly to the last one, I found more interesting. Not just because it takes place in my home state, but the color palette is a lot more varied. Aside from the ninja spire jump, a move I learned from Raleigh's piece of the Thievius Raccoonus, I also got a move that allowed me to roll into a ball. Alright, let's get the obvious joke out of the way.
They see me rolling.
Though the platforming levels are fun, I am starting to notice that the controls are a bit finicky. Sly is especially hard to control while in the air, and I can't remember how many times I tried to land a jump and ended up dead.
Mesa City is a big place.
Given that he's a bulldog, it seems only reasonable to assume that he chose to live in a giant fire hydrant.
That's some sound logic, Sly.
Are you being sarcastic? Don't make me go all shredder on your turtle ass. In this world, you have to collect 7 keys in total to get to Mugshot, meaning there are 7 levels. The platforming levels are fun despite the finicky controls, though there isn't much to talk about aside from the one where you run from Carmelita. What the hell are these mattresses made of if Carmelita's shots don't affect them? Sly, you should make armor out of these things. You'd be invincible.
I'm gonna hunt you down, Cooper. You can't run forever.
You could just jump off that, you know? It's not going very fast. And you could shoot Sly at any moment. That balloon is somehow not buckling under you, so I know you have a straight shot. He's also just standing there. You could fire at him at any time. Well, now I understand perfectly why you haven't caught him yet. There are also 2 Murray-centric levels here. In the first one, you control a turret and have to protect Murray from enemies while he's running to get a key. I feel like the only reason this isn't a normal platforming level is because it's a straight line to the end and it'd be boring and short. The other one is a racing level where you have to drive the Cooper van around to win a key, and oh my god, I do not like this. The car has realistic physics, which is really weird since nothing else in this game controls realistically. You have 3 laps to come in first, which is a lot easier said than done. The other racers are faster than you, so you have to use these nitro canisters to speed up. The problem? The other racers can break them too! They don't even use them, they just break them so you can't grab them, which is complete bullshit, and I don't know why Sucker Punch decided that that should be a thing. If you screw up, you might as well just restart, because unless you get really lucky, you're not going to catch up to the other racers. It took me so many tries to beat this, and the whole time I had to listen to this engine sound. God, I hate this level. Well, I got all the keys, now to face Mugshot. Here I have to spin mirrors so the light shines into these things so they melt Mugshot's guns. Somehow. Though it's okay because he has spares. Just like a real gangster. I think. This boss is also fairly easy, though later on you can fall off the platforms and if you die you have to go back to the very beginning of the fight, meaning you will hear this a lot. This can be annoying if you die multiple times and have to keep restarting the fight over and over and over and over and over and over and finally he's defeated. Sly and his friends stay in the US for a while and hey, wait a minute. What was the Cooper code again?
Anyone who read it learned to be especially sneaky, which is why we specialize in stealing from criminals. After all, there's no honor, no challenge, no fun stealing from ordinary people.
If you only steal from other thieves, then why the hell are you very clearly stealing the stars from the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Family code? Fuck that, I have James Franco's name in gold now! On to the next world, Vicious Voodoo. Now we're going to Haiti to face Ms. Ruby, and that's Ms., not Miss. This is definitely the creepiest part of the game because you have to fight voodoo rats, giant bugs, dry bones that throw their heads at you. No, seriously, that's a thing. Ghost cats that legitimately freak me out, and these... I don't even know what they are. They're just creepy as hell.
Whoa! Did you see those Marines move? There's something huge under there. You better get going.
Relax, Bentley. I'm pretty sure it was just a crocodile or a fish or maybe...
That was scary!
This world, of course, has some non-platforming levels, such as a level where you pilot a sort of hoverbike turret thing that's fun but a bit too long, a jet ski level, and a level where you have to
whack 50 chickens.
Good night, everybody.
After getting all the keys, we hop up to Ms. Ruby. Remember, it's Ms., not Miss. However, this boss isn't like the other two. No, instead, it's a rhythm game. Personally, I think this is the best boss in the game, though the restart from the beginning every time you die thing does make it get tedious. Though I will never get tired of hearing Sly's noises as he dodges the shapes. Second to last world, Fire in the Sky. Now we're heading off to China! In a van. You know, the logic of this world really seems to fluctuate. Now we're in China, where we are tracking down the Panda King. I don't know his real name, or if he has a real name. Hell, Panda King might be his real name, I don't know. The Panda King is, of course, a panda that has taken over China after the nobleman drove him away when he tried to present his fireworks to them. I'd say this is my favorite world in the game. Not because of the levels or boss, as they aren't too memorable, but because I love the way this world looks. That and the music, my favorite being the theme for Flaming Temple of Flame. There's another Murray turret level, which I'm pretty indifferent to, another Carmelita chase level, which are my favorite levels in the game. Hey, Carmelita? You alright? You could just jump off of that and she's dead. And another race level. It was a lot easier for me to beat this one, but I still hate it. And now it's time to face the Panda King.
Everybody was flameful fighting. Sly's king is fast as lightning. This song is copyrighted, so now I'm singing poorly.
Now on to the final world of the game, the Cold Heart of Hate, to take down the leader of the Fiendish Five, Clockwork. That's spelled with an E, not an O. I can't stress how important that is. Unlike the other worlds where you had an intro level that led into a hub world where you could select which level to go to, this world instead has a linear path that you follow to get to Clockwork with an E. The first level in this path involves us manning, or raccooning I guess, the Cooper van's newly installed turret. We use this turret to destroy mines, rocks, and robotic owls. They say they're falcons, but come on, those are owls. They also say we have to clear these mines to make a safe path for the van to drive through, but if the van drives over a mine, Sly dies and the van keeps driving. Safe path my ass, you just want Sly to be Robo-Falcow bait. Also, this may be the only game I've played where holding down the shoot button makes the gun shoot faster than if you rapidly press the button. The second part of this world has us running over computers to get through the security door. I don't see how destroying these computers will get us through a door, but hey, it worked. Though I did have to deal with these weird fire slugs. What the hell are these things made of anyways? Lava?
Careful, Sly! Those tiles are booby-trapped! You better get out of there!
Hold on. That's Carmelita. She looks trapped.
Serves that cop right. She's been dogging us from the start.
Wow, Bentley, you're a bit of a dick. Well, this may be the most stressful part of the game. Oh shit!
Sly Cooper. I should have known you were behind this.
Hey, fuck you, Carmelita. Did you not just see me sneak around those searchlights? I died to get you. Then I respawned, but the point still stands, you ungrateful vulpes.
I knew this was a trap. Looks like I'm going to have to do some fast and furious hacking to shut down that gas.
Do me a favor and never say fast and furious while making that face.
Jeez.
Now we're playing an Asteroids type game where we play as Bentley's
Fast and furious
hacker code. If you die here, you have to redo all of it, just like the boss fights, except here you don't lose lives if you die, which I like because then you don't have to worry about starting the next stages with less lives. Once we successfully hack the mainframe, I guess, Sly gets back up, frees Carmelita, and then he gets his cane stolen. Now we're playing as Carmelita, who's providing Sly with some cover fire while he goes to get his cane back. You know, now that these fire slugs can make me lose a life, I find them very, very annoying. On to the second to last level, where we have to go get Clockwork with an E by climbing the sinking structure. Now this is the part where the finicky controls really irritated me. There were so many times when I pressed a button and it didn't register, or I walked forward even after I stopped moving the stick, which caused me to get electrocuted. I got a couple game overs here, though they don't do much besides take you back to the beginning of the level, but dying also causes you to restart the level anyways, so what's the point? All of the game overs in the game are like that. Lose all your lives and you restart the stage. That's it. You keep all the coins and clue balls that you collected before you got a game over, so the game overs are basically pointless. Well, getting back to the game, after we climb that structure, we grab a jetpack so we can take on Clockwork with an E. It's simple to fly, although it took me a minute to figure out how to fly up. Carmelita fires her missiles, I knew they weren't non-lethal, at Clockwork to create holes in his armor so we can damage him. The fight is pretty easy and actually a bit underwhelmed. Oh no, wait, he's not dead. So now you have to fly through these rings that he creates with mechanical owl magic and then fire at the weak points. Again, pretty easy and still underwhelmed. Wait, he's still not dead. Now we have to run to him. Shouldn't be too hard. Ugh, crap! Ugh, son of a fuck! There. We good? Okay, now he's dead. After we defeat Clockwork with an E, Carmelita catches up with Sly but gives him a 10-second head start as reward for saving her earlier. He kisses her and then runs off, where it's revealed that he handcuffed her to the railing. What a gentleman. Or General Raccoon, I don't know. Also, Sly pronounces 8 weird.
10, 9, 8.
So that was Sly Cooper and the Thief. Well then. So that was Sly Cooper and the...
A friend of mine in Japan just sent me this really cool movie.
Huh?
And guess what? It's all about us.
いやー危なかった。ま、カルマリータちゃんには悪いけど、今回も俺様たちの勝ちだ。
I can't understand a word they're saying. So that was Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. The only thing you can really do after you beat Clockwork is go back and try to unlock all the saves, but I don't really want to do that. Overall, I'd say it was a decent game. Not really good or really bad, just decent. It's not as good as I remembered it being, but I still liked it. It has some issues like the finicky controls, the super easy boss fights, the one-hit deaths, and the overall dated look of the game, but it's still fun to play at times. The characters are funny, even if they are a bit mean to one another, and the music is pretty good, and it does have some really good levels. I'd say that if you could find it for a reasonable price, try it out. It's a good introduction to the series, just be ready for some really frustrating parts. Anyways, I'm Ghost Dion, and I'll see you in the next review. Also, I found this GIF while making this video. It has nothing to do with Sly, I just find it amusing. Hey, whatever happened to that last duck?